20 on-stage freakouts? Were there 20 on-stage freakouts? Kanye West?
All right, you got two choices. I can punch you in the face or you can just leave. Which choice do you take?
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 20 on-stage freakouts by musicians.
Hey, no, what are you doing? Yo, yeah, what are you doing? Stop it.
God, I'm so sick of people like you, man.
For this list, we'll be looking at the most memorable times that a musician lost their cool during a performance, whether because they were provoked or for no apparent reason at all. Which of these do you find justified, and which are just straight up crazy? Let us know in the comments.
Oh, that man was bugging out.
Number 20. Paul Stanley rages against a laser pointer. There's nothing quite like a man in white face paint unleashing his rage.
In case you have any doubt.
I can imagine how annoying that is. There's just somebody in the stage with a laser pointing a laser into my eyes. I'd be pissed the fuck off too.
You are definitely a rock city.
After an audience member targeted the band with a laser pointer during their performance of Love Gun at a 2009 concert in Portland, Kiss's Paul Stanley stopped the show to address him.
And if y'all want to see me shove a laser pin up some motherfucker's ass, it's that guy right there.
He cracked a few jokes regarding the audience member's young age, like referencing his first beer and the fact that his mom was probably waiting outside in the car.
I know it's a big night for you. You may have had your first beer, but we're here to have a good time, and you're not going to wreck it for anybody.
The crowd found it a hoot, cheering along. To Stanley's credit, he didn't get too angry or boisterous, which is more than we can say for many others on this list.
I know you got it for Christmas.
Again, Adam.
Number 19. Nathan Williams has a breakdown at Primavera Sound. In 2009, the San Diego-based indie punk band Waves was performing at Primavera Sound Festival in Barcelona, and it couldn't have gone worse. Frontman Nathan Williams was under the influence, and he annoyed both the crowd and his own bandmates with his petulant behavior.
Just hit the drum.
He mocked the audience and the festival itself, resulting in bottles and shoes being thrown on stage.
Oh, yeah, I know. What? There's nobody flying out first. Settle down, boss.
The drummer eventually left after pouring a beer over Williams' head and throwing his drumsticks at him, and Williams was left playing into a cut mic while stagehands dismantled the drum kit.
All right, hi everybody, we're Waves.
Ah, damn. He's kicked out the band, bruh.
It was a poetic symbol of a disastrous performance. Number 18. Are there any Nickelback fans in Portugal?
Have we got any Nickelback fans in Portugal?
Well, evidently not. When Nickelback took to the stage at Portugal's Ilha do Hermal festival in 2002, unruly audience members pelted them with rocks. Not unreasonably, an irritated Chad Kroeger asked them if there were any Nickelback fans in Portugal. He followed up by asking if they wanted to, quote, hear some rock and roll, or, quote, go home, before raising his hands in bewilderment. A response was forthcoming as he was smacked in the head by a thrown object. In response, he bid farewell to the crowd before walking off stage and flipping them off. Number 17.
Hey, nah. On God, if I had that's the best thing he could have done. Cause you getting a rock tossed at you? I would have been like, yo, I'm out. Fuck this shit.
Andy Biersack confronts a heckler.
Andy Biersack?
It turns out,
Isn't that the guy from Black Veil Brides?
Black Veil Bride's frontman.
It is Black Veil Brides. Holy shit, I haven't heard that name in such a long time. I told you guys, man, I used to be a little emo head. I used to be on that angst. Black Veil Brides, Andy Biersack? Sheesh.
And Andy Biersack doesn't like comparisons to Motley Crue. While performing in Vancouver, Biersack was accosted by a heckler who made unfavorable comparisons to the aforementioned band and repeatedly requested that the opening act return.
You two, all of you, come up here right now. Come on. No, I want you to play our guitars right now.
Biersack stopped the show and asked them to come on stage before throwing the microphone into the crowd. The heckler refused to speak into the mic or come on stage, so Biersack
Yo. When they put you on the spot like that and you turn to a pussy, I would have been like, honestly speaking, I would have been like, yo, some security guard, get this motherfucker, get him the fuck out. That's what I would have said. Get this motherfucker out of here.
Decided to jump into the crowd and confront them himself.
Someone escort this motherfucker out of me.
He was pulled away by security, however, while the crowd chanted his name. Number 16.
Damn, Andy Biersack was like, he's a good looking motherfucker. I remember, I don't know if he looks the same how he used to look, but he was one of those like, he was one of them dudes that the e-girls right now on the internet will literally play fucking Rhythm Heaven with their coochie.
Rob Zombie rants about Marilyn Manson. In October of 2012, Rob Zombie and Marilyn Manson were performing together at Detroit's DTE Energy Center during the Twins of Evil tour.
Take a look at this. Does it look like it's been kicked by anybody?
Manson started his set late and went over his allotted time, then accused Zombie of ending his set prematurely. Manson even threatened to kick Zombie's ass.
Everyone kick somebody's ass.
A furious Zombie retaliated on stage by venting to the crowd in a profanity-laced rant about Manson.
But some tours do not go together.
Fortunately, no asses were actually kicked. The feud was quickly resolved and the tour continued without another hitch.
Save the best for last!
Number 15. Shirley Manson can eat meat. Garbage frontwoman Shirley Manson has long been known for her brash rock and roll persona, and that was on full display during 2012's Mares Vivas music festival.
If you see anybody throwing anything at anybody else, you tell me about it, or you tell one of the security officers at the side of the stage.
A member of the
Nah, you know what's crazy? Now that she's mentioning the people throwing shit, tell me how at Rolling Loud, I think it was like right before the Travis Scott shit, right? This white dude that was near me, he was like about a couple feet away. Somebody threw a glass bottle at him. Like, you know, like those little tiny glass alcoholic drinks of the shots that you could buy. Somebody from the front chucked it back and that shit hit him right in the eye. Motherfucker started bleeding. He started bleeding like right here. And we all saw it hitting him at the same time. And yo, when he went down, we were all like, yo, you all right? When he got up, we all, it was like 5, 6 of us just looking at his eye at the same time. We're like, yo, you okay? We just saw that shit start leaking. And yo, we got so pissed. We were like, yo, who the fuck do that shit? He was okay though. Luckily, like we had like some papers and shit. Somebody had paper and they gave it to him and they put it on his eye. But his eye right here started leaking. And I was like, yo, thank God that shit didn't hit you directly in your eye. Because imagine going to Rolling Loud and you coming back and you lost an eyeball, man. Like that shit would have fucking sucked. But it just barely hit his eye. But he was bleeding there. I hope he's okay. I haven't seen him after the concert because like I said, after the Travis Scott shit, I left. But people in these concerts, I don't know why they like throwing things. I think it's very fucking annoying. And it's also very dangerous. Luckily, I'm short. So I feel like if you're a tall person and you're in one of these concerts, you are an instant target if they start chucking shit. But I'm short. So I blend in with the crowd. So there's a very low probability that I'm going to get hit with something. But they start throwing everything in there.
Crowd was supposedly throwing items, prompting Manson to stop the show. She then threatened to have the security guards beat him up.
I will ask the crowd to move away from you, and you'll be left standing on your own. And then I'll get the security officers to come down and pick you up and you up so bad.
And she ended the rant with the unexpected proclamation, quote, "I'm on my period, I can eat meat."
I'm on my period, I can eat meat.
Did she just threaten to cannibalize someone? If so,
hey, you do you, sis. After that, I would have been like, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
That might be a first when it comes to onstage freakouts.
I like that.
Number 14.
I like
Dave
that.
Grohl kicks a fan out. The Foo Fighters frontman has earned a reputation for being the nicest guy in rock.
Skin and bones, skin and bones.
But even nice guys can lose their tempers when someone is disrupting their show.
Hey! Hold on a second. Hold on. Quiet.
At London's Roundhouse in 2011, Grohl spotted an unruly fan who was fighting in the audience.
Who's fighting right now? Who's fighting? Let me see him.
He stopped singing in order to call the fan out and throw him out. As he told the rest of the audience, he was there to make people dance, not fight. It was, to be honest, a pretty justified reason to lose your temper on stage.
Yeah, whatever. Shut up. That guy was an asshole. He's out of here.
Number 13, Dave Mustaine versus Laser Pointer. Paul Stanley
That's so annoying. Another guy got hit with the laser pointers, and that shit can fuck up your eye.
Only rock and roll legend irritated by laser pointers. While performing at the infamous 1999 Woodstock Festival, Megadeth's Dave Mustaine was targeted by someone with a laser pointer, prompting a funny and crude rebuttal.
I see who you are with the laser, you little dickhead. Oh, aren't you so cool?
The rant was filled with expletives and dripping with sarcasm, including his nice little thank you and thumbs up at the end.
How about you be cool so the people around you don't beat your brains in and let me play guitar, okay? Thank you.
The put down seems to have worked, as fortunately for both the band and the crowd, the annoying laser did not reappear.
Nah, let's be realistic here. If you're ever at a concert and then like they're fans of the person performing and they get mad and they be like, yo, fuck that guy up, the crowd will fuck you up. It's crazy. It is crazy. Like I don't know, why would you do something that risky? Like, why? Because let's be realistic. If Travis Scott is on a fucking stage and he's like, yo, that motherfucker right there just threw a bottle at me, go beat his ass. The whole crowd is gonna turn on you like Smash Brothers Ultimate with the statues with the red eyes, and they gonna be like, kill him. And they gonna stomp his ass out. I would never do some shit like that, bro, because then you gonna die. Actually, like that Trippie Redd song. You gonna die. Hit a motherfucker. You gonna die.
Number 12. Maynard James Keenan tackles a guy and keeps singing. And you thought singing and playing an instrument at the same time was difficult. Tool was performing Push It at the Astoria Theatre in London in 1997 when a boisterous fan got on stage and approached singer Maynard James Keenan. He may have been unaware of Keenan's jiu-jitsu skills. With his arms outstretched in celebration, the fan was grappled and thrown over Keenan's shoulder and subsequently pinned to the ground. But the best was yet to come, as Keenan got the guy in a chokehold and continued to sing the song without missing a note. Now, this is one creative and absolutely hilarious way to dispose of a stage rusher. Number 11. Justin Bieber tries wiping the floor. While performing in Norway in October 2015, Justin Bieber attempted to clean a puddle of water that had been spilled on stage. However, his excited fans got in the way, prompting Bieber to lose his temper.
Hey, I'm trying to wipe the floor. Give me a second, yo. Guys, never mind. I'm done. I'm not doing the show.
He tiredly stated into the mic that he was done and that he was not doing the show, while throwing off his jacket and storming backstage.
I'm not doing the show.
Facts. Now go beat up that girl that ruined it because her ass wasn't waiting while he was wiping the floor. He said, fuck this shit. I'm out of here. I already got paid. I'm fucking tired of this.
This freakout came after performing just one song for the nearly 1,000 strong Norwegian crowd. Bieber apologized on Instagram, saying that it was a rough week and that he had been irritable owing to overwork and lack of sleep. Number 10. Billy Joel flips his piano. While Joel was performing in Moscow back in 1987, his documentary crew directed the light technicians to illuminate the audience so that they could get better shots.
Why does it always seem to hit me in the middle of the night? Stop it!
But this killed the vibe, leaving Soviet fans fearful that security was about to descend on them. In response, Joel screamed at the lighting technicians to stop, seamlessly integrating his shouts into the song.
Told me there's a number I can always dial. Let me do my show, for Christ's sake!
When they didn't, he flipped his own piano and destroyed a microphone stand, all while still singing. The fans thought the whole outburst was just, well, rock and roll, and honestly, maybe it was. Number 9. Josh Homme kicks a photographer in the head. Josh Homme of Queens of the Stone Age is well known for his short fuse and irritable personality.
Turn the around, you chicken shit.
One only needs to watch his profanity-filled tirade against an audience member at Norwegian Wood to know that. Another shocking moment came at the KROQ's Almost Acoustic Christmas concert when Homme kicked a photographer, seemingly without reason. According to the photographer, Chelsea Lauren, Homme violently kicked her camera, which was driven into her face. She was forced to seek medical treatment at Cedars-Sinai Medical Center. Homme later apologized, saying that he was, quote, lost in performance.
I was a total dick.
Number 8. Ted Nugent on Obama.
Nah, man, he had a personal vendetta against her, cause didn't he see the other cameraman that was like right there, big as fuck? He didn't even go for him. He went for her specifically. He's like, nah, I can't kick that guy. His camera's too big. And he saw her, and he was like, nah, I'm about to give her the Mario Striker special.
Obama and Clinton. Ted Nugent is one of the most outspoken Republicans in entertainment, and it was clear that he abhorred Democrats Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton. While performing in 2007, Nugent brandished 2 assault rifles on stage and told Obama to, quote, suck on my machine gun.
I was in Chicago last week. I said, hey, Obama, you might want to suck on one of these, you punk.
He also told Clinton to, quote, ride one of these into the sunset. His suggestions were met with some cheers and applause from the audience. Nugent, who famously said of apartheid that, quote, all men are not created equal, would later call Obama, quote, subhuman, and escalate his threats, leading to investigation by the Secret Service.
Uh-oh, you got the Secret Service after you?
Number 7. Father John Misty rants about American idiocracy. He may go by the stage name Father John Misty, but chances are most fans didn't shell out music festival cash for a sermon about the numbed collective consciousness.
Do we think that our hilarious tyrant is going to be met with a hilarious revolution?
Tillman was set to perform at WXPN's Exponential Festival, but rather than grabbing his guitar and putting on a show, he decided to smoke a cigarette and lecture about the numbing effect of the entertainment industry, the nature of evil, and the stupidity of the world.
No, no, no. Look over here. Put your self-awareness on.
He then improvised a winding piece before covering Leonard Cohen and prematurely walking off stage. We don't know if he was on something, but it sure killed the audience's buzz. Number 6. Axel Rose jumps into the crowd. Axel Rose, vocalist of Guns N' Roses, certainly has a flair for the dramatic. He's infamous for his tirades and meltdowns, but the best of the bunch has to be this one, which sees him literally jumping into the crowd.
Hey, take that! Take that! Now, get that guy and take that!
After telling security to take away a man's camera, Axel proceeds to jump into the crowd and take action into his own hands. He then blames the, quote, lame-ass security before slamming the microphone down and storming off stage.
Well, thanks to the lame-ass security, I'm going home.
It's not every day you see an entertainer leaving the stage to literally attack their own fans, but hey, Axel Rose has—
That man gave no fucks. He said, nah. He straight up held circle and Black Ops, and he dolphin dived at this motherfucker.
always been one of a kind. Number 5, Courtney Love freaks out. Okay, this one we can understand.
I don't need to see a picture of Kurt, asshole.
While playing in Brazil, Love stopped the show to deride a fan who was constantly throwing up a picture of Kurt Cobain, frontman of Nirvana and husband to Love for 2 years, before he tragically took his own life.
Go see the Foo Fighters and do that shit.
She called the fan rude, explaining that she has to live with the memory of Kurt every day, and that throwing up pictures of him is disrespectful and stupid. The man apparently does it again because she curses him out, flips him off, and leaves the stage. Most on-stage freakouts are
I mean, that is kind of annoying. I could see it from her standpoint, right? Like, you're trying to perform, and then you're constantly throwing a photo up of, like, a deceased spouse. I'd be like, can you take that down? Like, I'm here to perform. Like, I don't want to see a constant reminder of, like, you know, It's dumb. Like, why didn't you have a picture of her? Why do you have a picture of her spouse?
Childish, but this one, while still unpleasant, feels heavier and more personal.
Yeah.
Number 4, Kurt Cobain has a tantrum. Speaking of Kurt Cobain, here he is in action doing very Kurt Cobain things. Kurt was seemingly hammered for this performance as he randomly stops performing in the middle of the song, staggers backwards, and slams his guitar into the ground. He then goes on a rampage of destruction, which includes destroying the drum kit, knocking over and viciously headbutting the amps, and using the drum cymbal as a blunt instrument. Like his similarly weird freakout at the Hollywood Rock Festival, it's hard to tell if this is just a drunken escapade or an unwell man desperately crying out for help. Number 3.
Nah, he was not okay, man. You say he... This motherfucker said he looked like the creator of Splatoon. Somebody get this man out of here. Get him out the crowd. Motherfucker said woo me.
Anita Sparks throws her tampon at the crowd.
She threw a tampon at the crowd? That's nasty. Yeah, pussy blood and all that shit. Ew. Ew.
Now this is surreal. Sparks, co-founder and vocalist of metal band L7, was truly not feeling up to facing the wrath of the crowd on this day. While playing at England's Reading Festival, the band experienced technical difficulties, and the irate crowd began to fling mud at the stage in frustration. In retaliation, Sparks took out her menstrual product, spoke to the crowd, and flung the used item at them.
Eat my used tampon.
It's hard to know where to begin with this. We're used to vocalists yelling at people, jumping into crowds, and destroying equipment, but this is something else.
If we are invited to Reading next year, I will be giving birth and eating the placenta on stage.
Number 2, Billie Joe Armstrong's meltdown at iHeartRadio.
Come here. You want to come here and fight? I'll fight you right now. Come on, get up on the stage.
Green Day's Billie Joe Armstrong is no stranger to confrontation, having jumped into a crowd to fight a patron who was supposedly bothering others in 1997. But it's his infamous 2012 meltdown that takes our entry here. Green Day was performing at the iHeartRadio Festival in Las Vegas when the singer noticed that they only had 1 minute of stage time remaining.
I've been around since 1988. And you're gonna give me 1 minute?
Rather than putting on a hell of a final minute, Armstrong stopped the song and went on a slurred, profanity-filled tirade complete with declarations of how long he's been around and that he isn't Justin Bieber.
Let me show you what 1 minute means.
He then destroys his guitar, flips off the officials, and saunters off stage.
I can't lie. He's been running this game for a while. So he should have like this kind of, but then look, you know what's crazy? This actually happened at Rolling Loud with Roddy Ricch, and he was actually mad because Roddy Ricch, right? They actually cut his set short, and he didn't even get to perform the box. And he got mad. And they just cut his mic and everything, and all the lights went out when Roddy Ricch was trying to do the box song, right? Then afterwards, like at the crowd, we had to chant his name just so they could give him the time to fucking perform the box. Then he came back out, and then the box was performed. After it was performed, Roddy Ricch was like, yo, this is the last Rolling Loud I'm ever going to. And I was like, nah, no way, bro. He didn't like that shit at all. So I don't know if this is going to be actually his last Rolling Loud, but I remember like they cut his shit short and he was real pissed off about it. Even if you search up his live performance, you're going to see people talking about it in the comments that they cut his set short and he got pissed. So people like him, I mean, I'm not going to say Roddy Ricch running like the whole rap game, but Green Day has been around forever. So you can imagine like Green Day should get some kind of special treatment. But the fact that they're like, nah, you got 1 minute left. I could see why he was pissed.
We've seen angry people before, but this is a full-on meltdown for the ages.
Want more music content? Watch Mojo produces an original podcast taking a behind-the-scenes look at all things music.
When I talk to y'all.
Figure, but he elevated his game here.
Out Inner Sleep.
Oh, Kanye?
Number 1. Kanye West's rant in Sacramento. Kanye West has always been a controversial and dramatic figure, but he elevated his game here and delivered what was surely the greatest meltdown in music history.
I am putting my career, my life, my public well-standing at risk when I talk to y'all like this. This is a moment in the Matrix, bro.
After showing up 90 minutes late to his show in 20...
Oh, nah, I hate it when artists do that, dude. 90 minutes late? An hour and 30 minutes late. That's the worst part. You know why? Because in concerts like this, even if they're late, they don't make up that time. So think about it. Like, if a concert was like 5 hours long, right? And you came an hour and 30 minutes late, that's time that he is not going to perform. So the remaining time after the hour and 30 minutes is what he's going to perform, and he'll just leave. He doesn't have to make up that time, which is kind of scummy and fucked up, because I feel like in situations like that, you have to get compensated, because I'm going to be like, yo, I paid this money to watch him for 5 hours, and he's an hour and 30 minutes late, you know? So I can imagine he probably had a meltdown because the crowd was pissed, and I can't blame the crowd for being pissed. You know, especially imagine being that close to so many people fucking moving and shit. And oh yeah, somebody in the chat, I remember earlier, was talking about, oh yeah, Retro, how did the crowd stink? Bro, I was next to these fucking dudes in front of me. I ain't gonna lie to you. Some of the motherfuckers was farting. Like, at some moments it smelled like hot breath, and at some moments it smelled like straight ass, bro. Like, it's straight like you know when somebody just freshly farted and you like inhale that shit? Bruh.
2016, West performed very briefly before randomly exploding into a diatribe that touched on many topics, including fellow celebrities like Beyonce and Jay-Z, the politics of Hillary Clinton, and pop radio playlists.
Get ready, because the show's over.
He then dropped the mic and stormed off stage. Later, he canceled the remaining dates of the tour, citing stress and exhaustion.
Do you agree with our picks?
Damn. I mean, at least the people got their money back, because I know for a fact he probably issued refunds for all these people, you know? He probably was like, fuck it, take your money back.
But are they at least fresher than Smash Community too?
Nah, Smash Community always dirtier. Chat, what time is it? It's 1:26? It's 1:26, my dude. Rent a Girlfriend manga is terrible garbage.
Ayo, why the fuck Hungry Box isn't on this list?
Oh my god, is that a spider? That's fucking Cap.
What would you do if the spider was in your house?
How is he still?
Nah, throw away the whole house. Throw away the house. That shit was huge and hairy.
Standing there filming. How is he not burning the whole damn city down?
Facts.
I legit thought that was a Halloween decoration until it looked at me. So yeah, this spider's actually real. It's native to Tobago. I believe it's called Arachnus move the fuck outness.
Facts. Arachnus move the fuck outness.
Why?
Yo, Ray William Johnson making these shorts. I'm telling you, this is gonna be Ray William Johnson's year. This year and next year, he gonna make the biggest comeback ever, because the shorts that he makes are racking in so much views.